Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, fire and heat across the country. Out of control. Wildfires burning across California, scorching thousands of acres. And the dangerous temperatures on the move. Tens of millions of Americans bracing for historic heat this week.
Waterpark nightmare. A mass shooting leaving 9 people wounded, including a mother and 2 of her children. The investigation this morning.
Overnight, emergency landing. A Boeing 737 diverted due to a plane engine fire, shutting down the engine. What we know this morning.
ABC News exclusive. The ex-husband of Sherry Papini, the California mom who faked her own kidnapping and lied about it for years.
I remember thinking how horrible of me to even think that she could have done this to herself.
Speaking for the first time since her arrest, revealing new details about how she faked her disappearance.
Every single day she committed to the lie.
And why he believed it.
Gordon Ramsay's cycling scare.
I'm lucky to be here.
The chef opening up about a bike accident. What he says saved his life and his message to others.
Princess Kate's royal return, making her first public appearance since announcing her cancer diagnosis. Plus, how Prince Louis stole the show once again.
We've got all the feels for Inside Out 2.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can get ahead of myself. I'm anxiety.
The movie's blockbuster opening as it sparks conversations about complicated emotion, how to talk to your kids about anxiety, and what to look out for.
Last night at the Tony Awards, dreams coming true in New York, with Alicia Keys and Jay-Z bringing down the house.
Plus, as summer travel season kicks off and so many Americans head to Europe, GMA is taking you there. This morning, a destination dupe. This isn't Italy or Greece, but you can get all the charm at a fraction of the cost.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Oh, good morning, America. It is great to be with you this morning. We have a great crowd with us right outside here in Times Square. That couple there have been watching the show since 1975. That young lady there is going to the University of Arkansas. And that group there, just a girls' trip. They're in from Texas. We have someone from Toronto. We have a nice crowd out there.
You got the whole scouting report.
Whole scouting report. I did my work.
We hope everybody had a great weekend, and we have a lot of news to get to this morning. The Surgeon General calling for a warning label on social media, saying it poses a health threat to young people. We have the details on that just ahead.
And also this morning, summer doesn't officially arrive until later this week, but it certainly feels like it already for so many. More than 80% of the country expected to experience temperatures topping 90 degrees this week. Alex Perez and Ginger will have more on that.
But we begin with the wildfire raging north of Los Angeles. The post-fire is spreading rapidly, already burning thousands of acres and forcing more than 1,000 people to evacuate. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is in Gorman, California for us. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. This is one of 12 fires burning across California, but this one exploded overnight, burning thousands of acres. 1,000 people had to be evacuated here. Just want to give you a sense of how fast this fire moved. The owners of this auto body shop say that the fire roared through here so fast that within 5 minutes, every single one of these cars was incinerated. This morning, the race is on to stop multiple wildfires scorching Southern California. In Los Angeles County, the so-called post-fire burning over 22 square miles, forcing at least 1,200 people to evacuate, including 1,000 campers, with many more warned that they may also have to leave.
I've never seen anything like it, and it was really scary.
The Miller family was celebrating Father's Day on Pyramid Lake when they received orders to leave.
My vision was getting blurry because of all the smoke while I was boating around the boat, and I hardly could see.
As of this morning, the blaze that began on Saturday is only 2% contained.
One of the key factors that we have that are playing into the severity of this fire are the heavy wind situation right now.
Hundreds of firefighters responding to the emergency, using helicopters and planes to drop water and flame retardant. This wildfire is one of at least a dozen fires burning across the state.
Our neighborhood and most of Santa Rosa, Windsor, all that is just inundated with smoke.
In Sonoma County, the Point Fire is 15% contained, burning over 1,000 acres. And in Lancaster, crews fully containing the Max Fire, but not before it incinerated some structures and vehicles. Cal Fire telling me, Michael, that this has been an intense start to the fire season, and all that rain from the past couple of years has created a lot of brush, which is now fueling these fires. And more bad news for firefighters out here today. Red flag warnings remaining in effect until the end of the day. Michael.
Definitely a tough way to start the fire season, Matt. Thank you so much for that. Now to the dangerous heat. Chicago is already feeling it and warning residents. Alex Perez is in Chicago for us. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Michael. Authorities here in Chicago are bracing for the extreme heat. In fact, they have extra ambulances on hand this week just in case they are needed. We will be at about 95 degrees today, but we could break a record. The temperature will be in the mid-90s all week and at times could feel like 100 degrees. Authorities are warning people to take this heat very seriously, hydrate, and of course, limit your time outdoors during those peak hours of heat. Rebecca?
Yes, please heed those warnings. It's so important, Alex. Thank you. We want to now bring in Ginger with more on this extreme heat. Nice to see you, Ginger.
Great
Good morning.
to see you all. And I know a lot of people are saying, come on, it's summer, right? It's supposed to be hot. Here's the deal. It's not this hot, this long, this early. And that's why you have heat advisories. Like the National Weather Service doesn't go about their morning going, you know what we could do? Really inconvenience people with a headline this morning. No, we've got heat advisories, record heat possible. And it's not just 1 or 2 or 3 days. We're talking long duration heat, and that's why they have these warnings out for rare and long duration heat, meaning that you could see big impacts from the Great Lakes like Chicago today and tomorrow into Michigan, Ohio, and then eventually here in the Northeast, the worst is like Thursday into Friday. So look at the numbers. Pittsburgh, for example, could see their hottest 5-day stretch in recorded history. Like, you don't see this, right, since the late 1800s when we have records. Also, overnight lows won't drop out of the 70s for many. If you don't have air conditioning, that can be problematic. We're warming 2 times faster in the overnights.
And make sure you hydrate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll brace for that. Ginger, thank you so much. We turn now to the rash of gun violence across the country over the weekend, including a mass shooting that left multiple people injured at a water park outside Detroit, and new details this morning about the victims. Our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, is tracking the latest from Washington. Pierre, good morning.
Whit, good morning. There was an eruption of gunfire across 3 states, a painful reminder of this nation's greatest epidemic, as even as shootings have been decreasing this year.
A beautiful day at a water park in suburban Michigan turning into horror as a barrage of bullets starts to fly.
Report multiple victim from an active shooter.
Just before 5 p.m. Saturday, an army of police and emergency personnel descending on the Brooklyn splash pad 25 miles from Detroit.
It was a scramble. People were falling, getting hit, trying to run.
9 people wounded, including a mother and her 2 children. Her 8-year-old son shot in the head, in critical condition. Her other 4-year-old son shot in the leg, in stable condition. The mom wounded in her torso and legs, also in critical.
Can only describe the last 24 hours as a nightmare.
At least 28 shots fired, with the suspect calmly taking aim, even reloading. The shooter escaping the scene, with officers recovering a 9mm handgun that was left behind. Police tracing that firearms registration to this home a short distance away.
The next thing we know, we had police officers running up with weapons on both sides of the home.
Inside, the suspect dead of an apparent suicide. Police identifying him as 42-year-old Michael Nash, who lived with his mother. Officers say they found this AR-style assault rifle in the home. Authorities say they have no motive. Community in a state of shock.
My heart breaks. When I got on scene, I started to cry because I know what a splash pad is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a place where people gather, where families make memories.
On Sunday, families in the community gathering at a local church for a prayer vigil for the victims. The Rochester Hills water park shooting coming within hours of another mass shooting in another Detroit suburb. There was a mass shooting at a party in Massachusetts and at a Juneteenth celebration in Texas. At least 27 people shot and 2 killed in those incidents.
The weekend explosion in gun violence, tragic and disappointing. Most of the nation's major cities have seen double-digit decreases in shooting this year, with mass shootings falling dramatically as well. Still, despite those decreases, the nation has far too many shootings compared to other Western countries. So far this year, more than 14,000 people have been shot in the U.S. and more than 7,000 killed. Those victims this weekend can testify to the pain. Michael?
Yeah, a lot. It's very painful and far too many, as you said, Pierre. Thank you for that. And now to the race for the White House and Donald Trump on a campaign trail over the weekend in Michigan, a key battleground, stepping up his efforts to appeal to black voters and also addressing an influential conservative group. Rachel Scott has the latest. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, Michael, good morning to you. Yes, Donald Trump did spend the weekend trying to appeal to black voters, the very group that helped propel President Biden to the White House in 2020. 4 years ago, Donald Trump only got about 8% of the black vote, but polls show that he is making inroads among black male voters. The former president, speaking at a black church in Detroit, continued his attacks on immigrants, insisting that the black community is being hurt by those who are entering the country illegally, going on to claim that they are taking their jobs. Trump then speaking at a conservative political event hosted by the right-wing group Turning Point Action. The group's founder has been under fire for making anti-immigrant and racist comments. Trump's allies on that stage vowing political retribution and revenge if Trump were to be reelected. As for President Biden, well, he spent the weekend at a star-studded fundraiser in Los Angeles with former President Barack Obama and comedian Jimmy Kimmel. Biden warning that one of the scariest things, he says, about a possible Trump term is that he would be able to appoint even more Supreme Court justices to the bench. We're told that fundraiser brought in about $30 million. Whit.
All right, Rachel Scott for us. Thank you so much. Now to an emergency landing overnight. A Boeing 737 diverted due to a plane engine fire as federal regulators open investigations into two other incidents, both involving Southwest Boeing 737 MAX planes. Our transportation correspondent Gio Benitez is joining us with more. Gio, good morning.
Hey, Whit, good morning. This comes as summer travel is breaking some major records. In fact, Friday was the TSA's second busiest day ever, screening more than 2.9 million people in a single day. This morning, a Virgin Australia Boeing 737 jet forced to make an emergency landing in New Zealand after one of its engines caught fire. This video shows the view inside the cabin as the plane managed to land safely without any injuries. This comes as the FAA is investigating two serious incidents that happened to involve Boeing 737 MAX planes. In one, a Southwest MAX 8 flight came within just 400 feet of slamming into the Pacific Ocean. The incident happening in April off the coast of Hawaii when, according to Bloomberg, the flight was forced to abandon a landing attempt on Kauai because of inclement weather.
Southwest 2786, moderate to extreme precipitation, 11 o'clock to 10 miles.
Bloomberg says it obtained a Southwest memo and that the less experienced first officer inadvertently pushed forward on the control column. Warning alarms going off in the cockpit, the plane then climbed aggressively at 8,500 feet per minute.
It is very rare to end up losing what we call situational awareness, and especially getting too close to the ground or to the water. This was a very, very unusual situation.
Southwest telling us the event was addressed appropriately as we always strive for continuous improvement. Meanwhile, we've learned another Southwest MAX 8 had a scary situation last month, a rare event called a Dutch roll, when a plane rocks in the air from side to side and from front to back, resulting in some structural damage to the plane.
The Dutch roll situation is incredibly rare. We have almost 100,000 flights over the planet every day with swept-wing airplanes, and this almost never happens.
And as for that Southwest flight in Hawaii, thankfully it landed safely in Honolulu with no injuries. But without a doubt, this is one the FAA is going to be looking at very, very closely, guys.
Absolutely, Gio. We're happy to see they're pursuing those answers.
Yeah.
Thank you. We turn now to the Surgeon General calling for a tobacco-style warning label on social media, saying it poses a mental health crisis among young people. Elizabeth Schulze has those details for us. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Rebecca. And the U.S. Surgeon General now wants to put those warning-style labels on social media, like what you'd see for cigarettes or tobacco. In an op-ed in the New York Times, Dr. Vivek Murthy writes, a Surgeon General's warning label, which requires congressional action, would regularly remind parents and adolescents that social media has not been proved safe. He says that similar labels that were put on tobacco products help dramatically reduce their usage. Now, Murthy is pointing to data that shows teens who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media face double the risk of anxiety or depression. The average user that age was on social media for almost 5 hours a day. Last year, Murthy sounded the alarm about how social media is contributing to a mental health crisis among younger Americans. He has urged Congress to pass legislation that would stop platforms from collecting data about kids and putting restrictions on push notifications or auto scrolling. And while there is bipartisan support for some of those measures, none of them have passed in Congress. Guys.
Right,
something
Elizabeth.
so many parents are thinking about here. 5 hours a day on social media.
Yeah, trust me, I saw that number and I said I need to get home and take some phones away.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Oh, wow. All right. Thank you so much for that, Elizabeth. We're going to turn now to the NBA Finals. Game 5 is tonight. The Celtics are looking to close out the series on their home court, but the Mavericks are hoping to ride momentum from Game 4's blowout. Will Reeve is in Boston for us to check out the big game. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Michael. We are back in Boston because the Dallas Mavericks emphatically kept the series alive back in Game 4. Now, the Celtics do have 3 more chances to win their record 18th title, but already things are starting to get interesting.
This morning, the Boston Celtics have a chance to make history at home.
You have a chance to win a record 18th title on your home floor. What does that mean to you?
It would mean everything.
After losing by nearly 40 points in Game 4 in Dallas on Friday, Jason Tatum and his team want to close out the series and win the franchise's first championship in 16 years. But the superstar says their 3-1 series lead gives them some leeway.
We're not with the mindset of like we have to win tomorrow. It would be amazing. It would be an incredible feeling, incredible moment for us and the fans.
Does that just make you play freer?
Yeah, we just have to win one. So with that mindset of like, you know, we have to play better than we did last game, and I believe that we will. Let's play the right way, let's play better.
The Dallas Mavericks have no such luxury. One more loss and they're done.
They're going to give it everything they have. The city's ready as well, so we have to be ready for their best shot.
The chatter now is to continue to believe, and why not us? The mood is high, everybody's excited, everybody's in a good spirit, the energy's high, and everybody feels confident.
With Boston on the verge of a championship and Dallas on the brink of elimination, Game 5 will be a battle.
No matter how long it takes, whatever it takes, no matter where it is, no matter if it goes to Game 5 or Game 7, we're going to fight. And that's just kind of the mentality that we're going to have.
So today's stat of the day is actually a date of the day. June 17th, 2008, the Boston Celtics won their last title here in Boston. And also here on June 17th, 1775, in the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Bunker Hill. That was just a moral victory for the Continental Army, the home team in that case. No such thing as a moral victory here tonight with this thing on the line. It's Game 5 of the NBA Finals, 8:30 Eastern on ABC, guys.
Wow. We appreciate a little basketball, a little history.
A resident historian.
Yeah, Will, thank you for that, buddy.